Good evening. This is Tuesday, October 31st, 7 days until the 2006 midterm elections. Senator John Kerry has, in essence, called out President Bush for not being smart, not studying, and being intellectually lazy. And the president and his minions have replied by demanding Kerry apologize to the troops in Iraq. Kerry called them stupid, and they were too stupid to know he called them stupid. Our fifth story in the countdown, atop his own original remarkable comments and the administration's equally remarkable missing of the point, intentional or otherwise, there is also Kerry's response, blistering with phrases like crazy, stuffed suit, lied, lie, lying, Republican hacks, right-wing nut jobs, and doughy. We begin where the story did at yesterday's rally for the Democratic candidate for governor of California. Senator Kerry charming the college-age crowd with tales of surfing before segueing into a series of one-liners about his former opponent in the 2004 race for the White House, Mr. Bush.
Yesterday I was in the state of Texas. As you all know, President Bush used to live there. Now he lives in a state of denial, a state of deception. I'm glad to be here with you. I really am. Thank you for the privilege of coming here. We're here to talk about education, but I want to say something before that. You know, education, if you make the most of it, you study hard, you do your homework, and you make an effort to be smart, you can do well. If you don't, you get stuck in Iraq.
In case it was not crystal clear that Mr. Kerry was referring to the Bush administration having gotten us into war with Iraq, the senator not only saying so himself this afternoon, but also having others close to him call reporters like our own Kelly O'Donnell just to make sure. The White House preferring, though, to stick with its own incorrect interpretation of the remarks. President Bush late this afternoon forgetting that neither he nor Senator Kerry is on the ballot next week during a rally in Georgia, and Press Secretary Tony Snow taking Senator Kerry to task at a White House briefing this morning.
Senator Kerry not only owes an apology to those who are serving, but also to the families of those who have given their lives in this. This is an absolute insult.
The senator's suggestion that the men and women of our military are somehow uneducated is insulting, and it is shameful. The members of the United States military are plenty smart, and they are plenty brave. And the senator from Massachusetts owes them an apology. Whatever party you're in America, our troops deserve the full support of our government.
The only evident difference between the final week of this campaign and that of the 2004 race for president, Senator Kerry's unwillingness to take the abuse. His retort almost melted the videotape.
If anybody thinks that a veteran would somehow criticize more than 140,000 troops serving in Iraq and not the president and his people who put them there, they're crazy. It's just wrong. This is a classic GOP textbook Republican campaign tactic. I'm sick and tired of a bunch of despicable Republicans who will not debate real policy, who won't take responsibility for their own mistakes, standing up and trying to make other people the butt of those mistakes. I'm not going to be lectured by a White House or by the likes of Rush Limbaugh, who's taking a day off from mimicking and attacking Michael J. Fox, who's now going to try to attack me and lie about me and distort me. No way. It disgusts me that a bunch of these Republican hacks who've never worn the uniform of our country are willing to lie about those who did. It's over.
Let's call in our own Dana Milbank, also, of course, national political reporter for the Washington Post. Dana, good evening.
Good evening.
It's been 2 years since you and I have discussed an election in terms of Bush v. Kerry, but 1 week before these midterms, here we go again. When you consider that the question about this at the briefing this morning was asked by Brett Baer, Fox News, to Tony Snow, Fox News alumni, and that the president rewrote a section of his stump speech at the 11th hour in Georgia to include those comments about Senator Kerry, is there any question that the White House is not just enjoying a windfall here, but actually manufacturing a windfall?
Well, of course it's manufactured. It's sort of this made for Fox News Halloween thriller. It only runs in even years, but Karl Rove casts some spell. John Kerry turns into the Grim Reaper, and the Democrats all look as if they've seen a ghost. Now, the fact that it's manufactured, the fact that John Kerry isn't on the ballot, the fact that it's sort of an odd interpretation of what he said doesn't really matter, because here everybody is talking about it today. So it has succeeded in reducing the Democrats' momentum, perhaps just for a day, get people talking about something else. So it is, it may be a little bit silly. It's unlikely to shift an election anyway, but it is a distraction.
But there seems, though, to have been a pattern in this administration. Criticism of the administration is turned by the administration into criticism of the troops. But at the White House, at least regarding this, they don't really believe that Kerry attacked the troops, do they? I mean, they're not that, to use his words, crazy, and to use mine, they're not that stupid. They're pretending. Please tell me they're pretending.
Well, of course, but I mean, you won't be shocked to learn that there's a lot of pretending that goes on in politics. And the truth is, Democrats aren't really angry with the White House for characterizing it this way so much as they are angry with John Kerry for allowing this to happen by botching that line. Now, we can sort of have a sense of what he was trying to say, but if you look at what he actually said, this allows, my inbox was just filled today with one angry denunciation after another. They've even got the head of the American Legion involved here. So John Kerry has had some trouble before when he sort of goes for the one-liner. Just a few weeks ago, he made his little ha-ha about assassinating the president at the White House.
Is, though, this that rarest of modern political controversies, the kind that might wind up firing up both sides equally? Because certainly Senator Kerry's response today, you would think, would get Democrats, the rank and file, lighting their torches and grabbing their pitchforks and heading for Frankenstein's castle, wouldn't it?
Well, that's a scary thought. This is really exactly what the Democrats wanted from John Kerry, but this is what they wanted in October of 2004, when it would really fire up, and instead of allowing himself to be a swift-boated as he was. Now, so John Kerry's gotten the message, similar to the way he has on Iraq, at least gotten a coherent point of view on it. The problem is, for the Democrats, it's happened too late. This is drawing attention to John Kerry. The 2006 election isn't going terribly well for Republicans. The 2004 election went quite a bit better for them, so this presumably benefits them quite a bit more.
But with all the firewood that it does provide Republicans, might there not be the proverbial rattlesnake hiding in that pile? Because no matter what Kerry said, no matter what the Republicans say Kerry said, what good does it do the Republicans to spend any of the last 7 days of the campaign talking about Iraq?
Right. This is not like it's bringing us back to the September 11th period when we're talking all about homeland security, about terrorism, where Bush is at his strongest, not terribly strong at this moment, but at his strongest. So the Democrats, if they are still talking about Iraq, that's why I say it's unlikely to have a fundamental effect on the election here. But distractions in very close races, the loss of a day or so of the Democrats' momentum, could have an effect here and there.
Dana Milbank of MSNBC and the Washington Post. As always, Dana, great thanks.
Thanks, Keith.